You spur your horse through the tangle of trees until you enter a small clearing. 6 Zulls are jumping excitedly around the writhing body of the man on the ground. A strangely carved spear is stuck into his chest, and lying dead beside him is the body of a knight of the White Mountain. The creatures are shrieking at each other and appear to be unconcerned with the man's obvious agony. If you have the Kai discipline of healing, a healing potion, or some lamb's fur and wish to try and save the man's life, or if you wish to attack the Zulls, go to 28.
I would like to heal the man with my superpowers of healing.
Yeah! You do that. You try to apply your hands to the injured man's chest, but the Zulls are pulling at your cloak and trying to drag you away. You do not have camouflage, so you must attack the Zulls in order to save the man's life.
Alright, let's attack them.
The cowardly Zulls squeal in terror and run in all directions to avoid your blows. They have soon fled from the clearing, and you turn to help the dying man. He is barely alive and far too weak to talk. Do you wish to remove the spear from his chest, or do you wish to search his back for useful items? Dude, you're gonna loot a dying man.
Well, it's either remove a spear from his chest and most likely make him die, or steal his items.
Well, no, because you have healing.
Things.
You can't heal when the spear's in his chest, but you could probably heal him when it's not.
If that is the case, then I would love to freaking remove the spear from his chest.
Alright. The carved spear is made of metal, yet it feels as light as if it were made of wood. You notice the shaft is covered in runes and magic emblems. As you carefully pull it from the man's chest, he gives a long sigh of relief. You're about to examine his wound when you feel a searing pain shoot through your head. It's so strong and painful you collapse to the ground. You lose 2 endurance points.
Oh no.
Bum, bum, bum. You are amazed to see the man jump to his feet, and then horrified to see the dreadful change that comes over him. Oh, hey, look, this is a cool picture, actually. This is not from the original book.
Cool.
The skin and face appears to writhe and change color, growing darker and shrinking as it decays on his skull. His eyes burn with a bright red glow, and long fangs protrude from his bottom jaw. You choke with fear as you realize it is a Hellghast, a nightmarish agent of the Dark Lords. It is attacking you with its powerful mind force. If you do not, you do, so you don't have to worry about it. You have Mind Shield. Otherwise, you'd lose 2 endurance for every round of combat. Normal weapons cannot harm it, and it is immune to Mind Blast. You can only wound it in combat from the magical spear. So,
Oh boy.
you should probably take that.
I will.
You should probably unequip the dagger. Or drop the dagger. Take the spear. Oh! Oh! Whoops!
Oop.
Whoops.
Oop.
I guess it counts as a special item, so you didn't have to drop the dagger? Well, that's dumb. I'm sorry. I thought you needed to give... Because, I mean, that makes sense, right? It's a weapon.
I think... But how long did we save back from? I think we can probably click through most of that.
Yeah, we can. We can.
There wasn't any random chance at all.
It does do that.
correctly.
I do remember that, yeah, it's just to aid the people. That special weapons sometimes do not count as actual weapons. Like, they count as something special. So, attack the Zulls, pull the spear from his chest.
You know, you had to get hit by 2 before that.
You have to what?
I had to get hit by 2 damage up on the page.
Oh. Thank you. Alright, so we got the magic spear. We got to fight him with the spear.
Oh wow, he has quite a bit of skill.
Yes, he does.
Let's see, you cannot evade this creature and you must fight to the death. If you win the combat, you keep the spear.
You can keep the spear marked on your action chart under special items. The magic spear is a weapon-like special item. Remember that you only get a weapon skill bonus in this fight against the Hellghast if you have a weapon skill in spear. Depending on your interpretation of the rules, you may also be restricted from using a shield, as the spear is considered to be two-handed. That's true. I don't think you can use a shield when using a two-handed weapon like this. So, we'll fight, and we'll see if it adds it. Nope.
What is this bullshit?
Wait, what? Combat skill is normally 16. Oh, right. Right. See, here's the thing. You're not trained in spear, so you don't get a bonus with it. And you don't get to use your shield, so you don't get the bonus for the shield. So you're at your base combat skill.
Why can't I use my shield?
It's a spear.
I'm using a warhammer before.
No. It's a one-handed warhammer versus a spear. It's a two-handed weapon versus a one-handed weapon.
If I was wearing a
when
quarterstaff, I would still be using.
No, you're thinking when you're thinking Warhammer, you're thinking of like those giant things that dwarves carry. No, this is a one-handed Warhammer. Is what you use.
But what about like other spears at other times?
You can't use shields. It's a two-handed weapon.
When was alright? Whatever.
Well, it said when you looked at shield, it says cannot be used with two-handed weapons. So it makes perfect sense. All right, let's do this.
To me, it's sort of not, but sure.
Why? I mean, how can you use a spear and a shield at the same time? It's not really, unless you're in...
Most people do use spears and shields. That's actually a lot of people use spears and shields.
No,
are you kidding me?
No, not in single combat. Maybe in phalanxes, but in two-handed weapons and shields generally don't go together. You need two hands. Basically, let me put it this way: you need one hand for a shield. You need two hands for a spear. Most games play it that way. Even Dungeons and Dragons, unless you have some special feat, you can't use a shield and a spear at the same time.
Almost every single game that I know of, there is a general stance of holding out your shield and having a spear in the other hand and jabbing the other person.
Possibly.
Like, this is ridiculous to me. Why this is a thing in the game.
Well, I don't see... I think there... Hang on. We can reload it, because I think there is a gameplay rule that you can make it so that you can use shields. Yeah, let me see. Yes. Wait, what is this? So, allow dual... Oh, I don't even have that selected. Alright, hang on. What we'll do is we'll reload, because if you don't like that, I can actually fix that for you. So we have it saved, right? So we will go to, hang on a second. Because that's the one thing I like about this. If you don't like that, at least that thing, I can fix it.
Like, if it was a broadsword, got it. Like, there's no way I was actually really surprised that I could use a Warhammer. I just thought it was like a weird gameplay thing. But a spear, specifically, that's almost supposed to be with shields. Like, in my mind, those two things go together like Reese's.
Uh-oh. May not let me fix it? Maybe you can only choose that. There is an option to do it, but it may not let me... It may only let you change rules at the very start, which is kind of dumb. Yeah, see, there's a thing here that says, when checked, allows Lone Wolf to wear a shield on his arm, thereby freeing a hand for wielding two-handed weapons. So it would allow you to do that, but... And see, it also doesn't have dual wielding selected, which it should, which sucks a lot. And check, this allows Lone Wolf to stack bonuses from previous book series. No.
Maybe change after you...
After you begin the campaign. Oh, so those aren't things that you can change. I am sorry, my friend. I did not know those weren't selected. I mean, I knew the shields wasn't selected because that's the default. And I was like, oh, well, we can change that. But apparently we cannot.
Alright. Whatever.
Sorry.
No dual-wielding Warhammers for me.
I know, that's sad. I like the idea of you running around with dual-wielding Warhammers. Alright, we'll go back to here. Here.
I just want to note that for people. This in particular is bullshit. Like, killing me immediately with a thrown spear, yeah, I don't agree with that whatsoever. But freaking not being able to use a spear and shield is probably the most odd thing for me. You poke people with spears, right? Like, it's more of a jabbing
no,
thrust.
I see where you're coming from. I do. I can see a broadsword or a staff or something, but a spear is probably the one exception to that rule. I get where you're coming from. Alright, let's see how this combat goes. I just wish there was a way to change the rules. I really do. Because, like, the thing is, I want to give you the ability to dual wield and all that stuff, but we'd have to, like, go through the whole books again.
Yeah.
Because we could just start with book 2, but then you wouldn't have your bonus skill.
Yeah. So it looked like at a -6, we're kind of on equal footing.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, this game isn't 0 or even combat skill equals even footing. It's not quite like that.
I see.
Ooh.
Ow.
At least you have healing.
Yeah. If I live through this.
If you live through this.
I just need to hit like a 0.
Eek.
Well, down to the wire.
8!
This will do it. I win. Barely.
Yeah, with 3 hit points left. Woohoo! You may now continue dragging yourself along your adventure.
I hate this so much.
I know. Maybe there's a way. Maybe we can look. Maybe someone in the chat can look. Maybe there's a way to go edit the save file to allow this in the future. Now, the good news is that this particular problem we wouldn't come across much anyway, because I doubt there'll be too many times where you'll be using a spear.
Forced into using a spear.
Yeah. And this is the only time in the entire series I can think of where you're actually forced into specifically a spear. I mean, there's other times, other weapons, but you know what I mean.
Alright.
But the dual wielding is kind of fun. But if you're using a shield, then it's kind of meaningless anyway.
Oh, could you make sure that my weapon is equipped?
Yes, that is a very good thing to do. Equip the Warhammer. You still have your magic spear? Good, okay.
How do I still have that thing that'll heal me for 3?
No, you ate
I
that.
probably ate that.
Yeah. Alright, you do have your healing though, that's good. Ish. You search his pack and are horrified to find that it contains a scroll of human skin upon which a message has been written in a strange runic script. The only word that you can make out is Kai, and you also find an evil-looking dagger and a black blade of black cold obsidian.
Son of a bitch!
These items bear the signs of a Dark Lord's craft. Something is very wrong here. You drop the pack quickly.
Oh no! None of his provisions will be mine. Run!
Something's wrong here, says the man standing over a dead Helgast.
Oh, why am I running in fear after I killed him?
I don't know. To your dismay, you find that it is. Oh, wait. Oh, you turn quickly to what? Oh, you drop the pack quickly as if it were red hot and turn to mount your horse. To your dismay, you find it is no longer there. The Sauls must have stolen it. Wearily, you realize that you will have to continue your journey on foot. You have been walking for nearly 2 hours when you reach the peak of the hill and see Durinur Forest stretched out before you. The road bears eastward and enters the trees at a point where a large wooden tower has been built. You can see the silhouette of a soldier on guard. If you wish to continue your journey towards the watchtower, or if you wish to avoid the guard and make a wide detour.
You see Durinur Forest stretch on before you. Road bears eastern. And there's a guard up there. Let's actually avoid him.
Okay. You push on through the dense forest, and nearly 3 hours before you discover a track heading north, running parallel to the Rift, whose rushing waters are over 1 mile deep. In the distance, you spot a bridge that spans the dark water at a narrow point. A small hut with a flat roof has been erected at the center, on top of which stands 2 soldiers. A sign points across the bridge, port backs. If you have the discipline of tracking, which you do,
Yep.
your senses reveal that the path is a dead end. The only way that you can cross the Rift and reach port backs is via the bridge.
Well, yeah. I could tell you that.
The soldiers... I know you could swim. Book didn't think about that, did it? The soldiers quickly descend from the roof of the hut and grab their spears. They advance towards you, and one of them shouts the password, stranger! If you know the correct password, which you don't. If you do not, go to 307. The soldier looks angry and ready to attack. You will have to think quickly. If you decide to offer them a bribe, or if you decide to show them the seal of Hamadral, or if you think it's safer to draw your weapon and attack.
Seal.
I just like you. Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa, dude!
What is with that man's face?
See that seal? Holy.
It's got like shining, like it catches the sun. Oh. Both guards stare at the seal in awe. The legend of the Seal of Hammerdrall is well known to all the people of Duranor. It is said that all the lost treasures of Duranor, the Seal of Hammerdrall is the one they would not wish returned. The anxious faces of the two guards show they clearly realize its significance. One of the guards escort you across the Reimer Rift and along the forest road that eventually ends at a junction. A signpost points to the east. Port Bax, 3 miles. I must leave you now and return to Reimer Rift. I fear that war will soon cast its black shadow upon this land, and I shall be needed at the border. Godspeed to you, Summerlunding. Godspeed. You watch for a few minutes as the soldier returns along the forest track before you set off eastward. You should arrive at Port Bax within the hour. At dusk, on the 10th day of your quest, you experience your first sight of a magnificent city of Port Bax. Like a diamond set on the green velvet shore, the towers of the city glimmer in the pale light of the waxing moon. To the north, is the harbor and the formidable war fleet of the Duranese navy. To the east, beyond the moss-covered city wall, stretches the forest of the Duranir. And there, on the crest of the hill, stands a castle tall and proud, the crowning glory of this beautiful port. You must enter Port Bax through an unguarded gate in the green city wall and make your way through the darkening streets towards the harbor. As you turn into a tree-lined avenue, you notice the wide stone steps of a domed building to your right. You stop and read a brass plaque, City Hall. Despite the late hour, the main doors are open. Do you have the discipline of tracking? Yes, you do.
Oh boy.
You try to remember some of the stories told to you by your old Kai master called Wisehawk. Now he's called.
This is tracking.
Now he's called Deadhawk. Just putting that out there. He was envoy to Port Bax for many years, and he knew and loved this city as well as any of the native Duranese. You recall him saying that the consulate overlooked Allen Square in the naval quadrant of the city. There is a sign to your left pointing along the avenue. Naval quadrant, 1/2 mile. Certain that this is the right direction, you walk confidently along the tree-lined avenue.
That isn't tracking. That is remembering something.
What I think of it, what I think it was saying, or what I imagine it to be, is this guy was the guy who taught you tracking. So if you didn't learn tracking, you didn't know this guy who gave you this memory. Yeah, I know it's kind of apologetic, but yes. At the end of the avenue, the cobbled street turns abruptly to the right. Opposite this point is a tall white stone building with a plaque above the door. Port Watchtower Harbor Authority. You can see the cobbled street ends at a high stone wall. There is a large red gate in the wall, and it is guarded by 2 soldiers. Beyond the gate, you can make out the masts of ships moored in the harbor. If you wish to enter the Port Watchtower, or do you wish to approach the red gate?
Let's go with the watchtower.
All right. You are standing in a large empty hall. Opposite are 2 doors, each with a brass sign above them. You have the one door is marked white passes, the other door is marked red passes. If you wish to,
if we save.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just in case one of them has some sort of giant buzzsaw that will kill me or something.
Do you wish to go to the white passes, red passes, or approach the guards at the end of the street?
Let's go to the guards.
All right.
And then ignore them later on.
Yeah. One of the guards steps forward and demands to see your pass. You do not have a pass. You'll have to be refused entry to the harbor. You are slowly walking back along the cobbled street, trying to think of the best course of action, when a young boy approaches you. I can get you into the harbor, mister, but it'll cost you. He produces an envelope containing a sheaf of official-looking papers. They'll get you a red pass at the Port Watchtower, all yours for only 6 gold crowns. If you wish to buy the documents, pay the 6 gold crowns. If you refuse them, he will soon lose interest and disappear. When you have made your decision, return to the Port Watchtower.
If you do not have 6 of boy.
If you don't have 6 gold crowns, the boy will sell papers to you for however many you have, including 0. These papers need to be act on your action chart. Without these papers, you'll be possible. So basically, I guess it's like, fine, 3, 2, 1. I'll just take them. But you have the gold.
If you'd rather walk back to the tree line
avenue of the city hall and inquire about how you may reach the consulate of Summerland.
I think I'm gonna do that without paying for the documents.
Makes sense. Just inside the main door is a kindly old man with a long beard. He is studying a huge leather-bound book that rests on a lectern before him. He has not noticed you enter the hall. If you wish to ask him the way to the consulate, or do you wish to leave and find your own way, which was kind of pointless if you do that.
Let's go and ask the old man some
Like,
things.
why give
Hopefully
you
I
that
can kill him and
choice?
get technical.
Yeah. The consulate of Summerlund, he says in surprise, somewhat taken aback by your sudden appearance. Then, recovering himself, he says, why, of course. It is in Alden Square, near the harbor. Turn right when you leave, and right again at the end of the avenue. This will take you to the Red Gate. You'll need a red pass to enter, as the consulate is in the naval quadrant in the city's restricted area. You ask how you may obtain a red pass. From the captain of the port watch, he says. You're obviously a stranger to port backs. There are few indeed who do not know the answer to that question. The port watchtower is at the end of the avenue, just as you turn for the Red Gate. You thank the old man and leave the city hall. Alright, so now you're back here, and you want to go to the watchtower and get the red pass?
Yes, I do.
Alright, so we go to where the red passes are. You enter the large room full of ledgers and files. A man wearing the uniform of the Duranese naval officer is seated opposite the large desk. He peers at you inquisitively from behind a huge book and says, you must have pressing business in the naval quadrant to apply for red pass at this late hour. I shall need to see your access papers and proof of your commanding officer's authorization. You don't have the necessary documents, so you are just going to have to bust out the seal again.
Yeah.
Woo!
Bitches.
The man stares at the seal with a look of shocked dismay. I think you like doing this. Start doing it to random people.
It's gonna be exactly like freaking Fable 3, where I just like hold it up above me, like, yeah!
Without saying a word, he gets up from his chair and beckons you to follow him a flight of spiral stairs that lead to a domed chamber. Here you meet the captain of the port watch. He listens intently as you tell of the war in Summerlund and of your urgent mission. Issue a red pass immediately, he orders. Top priority! You collect your pass and leave the port watchtower and hurry along the street towards the harbor guards.
Yeah, check this shit out.
I just love, like, you just start, like, man, people love it when I show that you start random, like, on the street. Bam! And people are like, oh.
Look what I can do with these rats, holy shit.
And then, like, yeah, this, you start with the rats and then you lay the seal on them. It's like double
put the
whammy.
seal, like, on the rats.
The rats bring forth the seal.
Eh?
One of the guards steps forward and demands to see your pass. You have a red pass. The soldier salutes and allows you to pass through the red gate. You walk into an open square lit by tall beacons lining the quayside. To your relief, you sight the marble pillars of the Summerlund consulate and the familiar sun flag of your country flying above the fresh night breeze. As you climb the stone steps, you are recognized by the Summerlundian guards on duty at the main door. They disappear inside and quickly return in the company of a tall, gray-haired official. His anguished expression suddenly changes to a smile of joy as he beholds your ragged Kai cloak and tunic. Hope beyond hope. Thank the gods you're alive, Kai Lord. The scant news that has reached us...
Yeah, Kai Lord.
Yeah!
Yeah, about that.
Has reached us from the west has caused us great alarm. You are ushered inside and taken immediately to the envoy of Summerlund, Lord Lieutenant Rygar. Your first meeting with the Lord Lieutenant comes as something of a shock. You had perhaps half expected him to be a servile old man, as are the envoys of the southern lands that plague your king's court with their delegations. The man clad in heavy chainmail standing before you is neither old nor servile. You are soon to learn that Lord Lieutenant Rygar is an exceptional man. With an exceptional appetite. He's just like eating. Born of a Summerlundian father and a Duranese mother, he has become something of a legend in this city. In the last decade, he has led an alliance of the nations to victory against the invading ice barbarians of Kalt. Wise in peace and fierce in war, you could not have wished for a better company on your quest for the Summer Sword. Rygard orders that a sumptuous meal be served. It is by far the best food... Oh wow, we're already back at full health points, by the way. From 3.
Yeah, that's what I was about to note. I'm just like... Freaking, I wandered around so much that I'm back at full health.
Done.
All my wounds have healed.
Amazingly done. It was all your plan all along. After the meal, Rygar sends for his physician who attends to your non-existent wounds. Then he advises you to sleep.
He just like... Wait. I see blood and tatter, but No scratches whatsoever.
I wandered around the streets for a while. What? Early the next day, you are taken to an enclosed garden at the rear of the consulate, where Rygar and 3 of his best soldiers await you on horseback. They are to be your bodyguard and guides on the 230-mile ride to Hammerdraw. The streets of Port Bax are just beginning to come to life as you ride through the town. Passing under the moss-covered city gate, you now feel confident your mission will succeed. Unless you...
Now to dash that hope.
Yeah. For 3 days and nights, you have followed the highway to the capital as it runs parallel to the river Duranon. The river valley in its wide belt of rich cultivated land that climbs towards the Hammerdal Mountains, one of the highest ranges in all of Magnamund. It is on this morning of the 14th day of your quest when 6 cloaked men appear at the edge of your camp. Lord Lieutenant Rygar is the first to draw his sword. With a voice of authority, he demands an explanation for their intrusion. Intrusion to what? You're in the middle of nowhere. How dare you intrude the countryside? In reply, they unsheath black swords.
No.
Rygor shouts to his men and prepare for combat as the cloaked strangers advance towards you. Your sixth sense?
I have to, apparently.
Your Kai senses reveal that the strangers are Helghast, fell captives of the Dark Lords, and they have been sent from the dark city of Helgadad on a mission of assassination. They have the ability to take on the appearance of humans, and they are immune to normal weapons and mind blast. You turn to shout warning to Rygar as you run for the safety of the forest.
Wow.
That's a bit out of character.
Yeah.
Usually you see black weapons and fly into a rage.
Hey, hold on. I do have this spear.
You do. But maybe your concern is, for them. I don't know. The forest drops away steeply at the edge of your campsite, and in your haste, you... Damn forests!
I hate these
Fall
things.
headlong through through the trees. Pick a number on the random number table. 8! You almost picked 9.
Whatever the flip that
Guarantee you it would have been death. If it ever says pick a number on the random number table, and there's only one number there...
Then save before you do that shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't think about that. Let's do that. Too late now, I know, but... Okay. You come to rest face downwards in a tangle of thick bracken. The ringing of steel and the horrible cries of the Helghast echo to the trees around you. You are stunned and cannot move until hands grab you and pulls you upright. It's Rygar, his face bloodied and his armor is battered and charred. We must flee these demons, Lone Wolf. Strength and steel will not avail us here. If you've not already been told, the Helghast are... Okay, yes, I know, thanks. You glimpse the silhouette of 6 Helghast on the forest road above, their minds bent on the slaughter of Rygar's men. They fail to see you both slip away under the cover of the wooded hillside.
Oh, good.
Oh, look, there's a picture of Rygar. Look at him. Yeah. Well, apparently he's got fish scales on his arm. It's weird. Suspicious.
If only I can see that. Oh well.
For 6 hours you run without rest. The Helghast are on the highway and you are forced to make your way through the steep and wooded foothills to avoid the risk of capture. Many times you feel that you just cannot go on, that the pain and the fatigue are just too much to bear, but each time you falter you are spurred on by Rygar. You marvel at his endurance, for he is not a young man and he is clothed in heavy armor of a Summerlunding knight. In other words, you suck. He does not. Some Kai Lord, God. By nightfall, you have reached the entrance of the Tarnalan, a western tunnel through the Hammerdal Mountains. The 3 tunnels of Durinur were excavated during the age of the Black Moon, and each tunnel is over 40 miles long and passes through a huge circle of the Hammerdal Range to the capital. The tunnels provide the only access to the city. Rygar sits beside you and takes some bread and meat from his pack. Eat this, Lone Wolf. You must sustain your strength for the journey to Hammerdal, for from here you must venture alone through the Tarnalan. I shall remain here and hold the enemy back for as long as I have the strength to fight. Do not argue. Your mission should succeed is the only thing that matters. If Rygar is to hold off the Helghast, he will need a magic weapon, as his own sword is no use against the creatures. If you wish to give him your magic spear, or if you possess it and do not wish to give it to him.
If you possess the knife.
Wait, what's this? See the erratum for this section for details of gameplay changes made to this section. Note results of the choices presented here are discussed. Oh. Okay. I don't know what the erratum of this section is, but wisdom maybe? No. I have no idea what that means. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Anyway, what do you wish to do?
Let's see. Let's give him the magic spear. I'm not particularly using it. I know he's probably going to die anyway.
Right. Alright, let me save it
Might
just
as
in
well
case.
use it for its purpose.
Ow. Okay, so you no longer have the spear. You bid Rygar farewell and enter Tarnalen. Over 100 feet in height and width, the tunnel runs to the capital on the far side of the Hamadral range. It is lit by torches for its entire length. The highway through the mountain is usually alive with traffic of merchants and to and from Port Backs, yet now the entrance and the interior is deserted except for the overturned fruit wagon. As you walk deeper into the Tarnalen, a doubt nags you. You have the Helghast arrived here first? You have been walking for half an hour when you see a strange creature on top of a wagon in the road ahead. It is 2 feet high and resembles an overgrown marsh rat. You assume it is some sort of... Yeah. Some sort of tunnel-dwelling rodent until you notice that it is wearing a splendid jacket of patched leather, carrying what weapons appears to be a spear. As you get near, it suddenly turns to face you, its whiskered nose sniffling at the air and its black eyes peering in the gloom. It sees you and scampers off into the darkness of a smaller tunnel to your left. You do possess the animal of kinship. You recognize the creature to be a Nudnik, an intelligent but mischievous mountain-dwelling native of Durinur. The Nudniks inhabit a maze of smaller shafts and fissures that honeycomb the Hamadryl Mountains, and live off of whatever they can steal from the merchant caravans and travel to the Tarnalen. It occurs to you that if you can catch these Nudnik, you may be able to learn if the Helghast are hiding within the tunnel. Do you wish to follow them or not?
Yeah, let's just go and follow them. I know they're probably going to steal the crap out of me, but whatever. Let's go.
You chase the furry creature as it hurries along the narrow, twisting passage for nearly 10 minutes and are about to give up the chase when the passage opens into a huge torchlit cavern. A stunning sight greets your eyes. The cavern houses an entire colony of these strange creatures, all busy sorting through and examining a vast pile of strange objects littering the center of the hall. Animal kinship to the rescue.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's awesome.
You should use that as a character profile.
You should totally have him bring you cheese.
Dude, check this shit out.
You've upgraded from regular rats bringing you cheese to rats in style. A large Nudnik wearing a brightly colored cloak of patchwork silks orders several of his people to arm themselves and drive you out of the hall. When you speak to them in their own language, a hush of astonishment fills the cavern. Never before have they encountered a human being who could actually speak their tongue. For some of them, it is too much to grasp, and they stare at you open-mouthed, their furry little arms hanging loosely by their sides. Then, the large Nudnik addresses you, saying that he is the leader of the colony. His name is Gashglis, and he welcomes you and invites you to join him on top of the raised platform in the center of the chamber. I've got a cape. Use nota Durinese man, eh? Where's yous comes from, eh? Questions Gashglis in his strange Nudnik accent. You tell him that you are Summerlending on your way to Hamadral. He looks at you nervously, then asks, "Yous nota Black Screamers, eh?" You realize that Black Screamers is that Glilghast refers to are Helghast. You learn that 2 of them arrived in Tarnarlan over the 2 hours ago and caused quite a panic in the main tunnel. Gashglis knows where they are lying in ambush and waiting for you to appear. Isa show you the way past them, eh? He offers. You nod your agreement and follow him down the steps of the platform to the hall below. The Nudniks seem to have overcome their shock and react to you now as if you were one of them. Before you leave, a pretty female Nudnik offers you some food for your journey ahead. It is enough for 2 meals. By the way, I should point out that now that we're past this point, it is, I think they changed it in this computer program, but originally, if you give the captain the spear and you don't have animal kinship, you get attacked by Helghast and killed.
Oh.
Which is kind of like, to me, it's like, on one hand, it's kind of a dick move, but on the other hand, it's like, you know, realistically, you want to give the spear to him, but what's more important, him or your mission kind of thing. But hey, you had animal kinship, so it didn't matter. And I think they may have changed it to where you still have a chance of survival. But originally, no. You thank her for her generosity and follow the Gashgis along one of the many passages leading out of the cavern. After an hour of trekking through the dark, he stops and points towards a shaft of light that is pouring through a crevice in the far distance. Use goes left. Use be safe, he says. You thank Gashgis for his help and silently thank your Kai masters who taught you the skill of animal kinship. The many years of instruction have probably saved your life. Literally. You squeeze through a fissure in the rock wall and drop 3 feet to the pathway below. You are thinking of how kind the Nudniks are when you discover that they have stolen all of your gold.
33s of them.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Continue along the tunnel.
I love how that large sum of gold that I got from actually guessing correctly is now all gone.
Mm-hmm. And
easy
hey,
come, easy go, I
it wipes
suppose.
away my mistake. Haha.
Yeah.
You have
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like there would have been a reckoning. You have covered nearly 3 miles when you see a group of wagons in the distance. They have been strung out across the highway to form a barricade. Soldiers in red uniform line the roofs of the wagons, and a large crowd of people have gathered behind them. You can hear their excited chatter echoing along the tunnel. As you get closer, there's a sudden silence as all eyes turn to stare at you. A detachment of 10 soldiers led by a knight whose shield bears the royal arms of Durinor advances towards you. If you wish to attack these soldiers, or if you wish to walk towards them, raise your hands and walk towards them.